trade at your lowest lot, you will action a trade. And then once you've actioned that trade, we will no longer be held accountable to that 30-day. Once that 30-day goes, you get that 7-day notice that says that you have 7 days left to take your trade. And you do not take your trade, after that, your account is gone. I'm reminding everyone it is gone. It cannot come back, will not come back. We cannot bring it back. I've got it on recording with all your wonderful faces here as well, right? So that way I can say, but you were there, right? And then we'll also make sure that we send it out to everybody as well to make sure that everyone was there. So house rules again, real quick. I know some people just joined right now, so if you just joined right now, do not unmute yourself. I will be teaching until the end. I will let you know right at the end when you can unmute yourself. And then we will talk about whatever other questions you have. All questions to be added in the chat and the chat only. Right? This is a reminder for everyone. I know I sound like a broken record. I just want this on the recording now. And then we're going to make sure that you understand everything as much as possible. So the normal thing we're going to be doing going forward is that if you do ask a question that is DX trade related, what I've done for the team and for myself, I have curated everything that I'm going to speak about today, right? So if the team sees that anything that I've spoken about is in your questions, all we're going to do is just send you an email and say, please check the video again, right? It's just going to make the support side of things a lot easier for us. It's something we have to do. Believe it or not, since the transition, with some, not, I won't say students, but some people on the call, I've already got nearly 30 emails to one person and 20 emails to the next person and 35 emails to the other person. So it becomes a lot to actually cover, and it actually limited our ability to trade this week. My ability to trade has gone out the door completely this week. I was just doing support. So I don't want to continue doing that. So we're going to try and get this knocked out and knocked out well today. So welcome everybody, especially for those who've just gotten a new account. You must take a trade on this call. I'm not going to ask you, did you take a trade? We're going to get to that point where we take that live trade, and you're going to log into your accounts. When I get to logging the accounts, I'm going to say, take a trade. And if you took the trade, we're going to be happy about that. If you did not take the trade, and in 7 days or 30 days or whatever that term is, if it goes, you are accountable for the loss of your own account, right? Thumbs up, everyone, if you agree. If you don't agree, I see your thumb in the spirit. That's going to be the case as well, right? So for those who just joined, once again, because you guys are latecomers, please put all your questions in the chat. I'll cover them as we go along. So give me 1 second, and then I'm going to start. I'll be back in under a minute. And don't worry, it's just as strange for me to hear you guys all be this quiet as well, right? Because I'm used to everyone talking, but we're going to keep it like that. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm taking you from the very beginning, so there'll be no questions to ask. The very beginning starts over here, right? Thumbs up if you all can see my screen. What you're seeing at the moment is the Kingdom Wealth Funding homepage, right? Just put in my chat here so I can see everything. Awesome. You're seeing the Kingdom Wealth Funding homepage. We're going to start right at the beginning, which is how do you log in, right? How do you log in? Okay. And the questions that are coming in, please continue putting those questions in. I will answer that, right? So you come to kingdomwealthfunding.com. As you see it over here, you click on log in. Hopefully I'm not logged in at the moment. I am, so let me log out, right? So you come to Kingdom Wealth Funding to the login portion. at which point you will put in your email, right? And your password. Now, if you don't have an account at Kingdom Wealth Funding just yet, then of course you go ahead and create one, which is over here, right? But in the absence of that, you go and click login and your password over there. So I'm gonna do that real quick. You guys won't see mine. Okay, once you are logged in, right? You're gonna come to your dashboard. What you're seeing at the moment is a demo account I created earlier today, just to make sure that I can actually go ahead and trade it. When you guys log into your accounts, your dashboard, over here on top, which is not displayed here now because I have an active demo account, it will say free trial. And you can add a free trial to your own account, right? Your own demo account. Over here where it says evaluation, it will also say free trial. You can go ahead and click that, right? And once you click that, it will send you login information for your actual demo account, right? If you want to practice and so on and so on, right? Then if you also log in and you're asking yourself, but hey, why didn't I receive my details yet for my account, right? No one sent it to me and stuff. Let me answer that question. Your account will be active in your dashboard over here where it says account. Okay. You're going to look for your accounts. It will all be shown there. I got multiple demos and things over here. Make sure that you're on your dashboard tab. If you're on your dashboard tab, you go on your account. And then over here, Miss Elizabeth, you're going to go ahead and you're going to click this little button. And your account details will be there, right? Your login details will be over here. Of course, if I click show password, it will show the password, and then you'll use that to log in to your actual DX trade or Gooey trade, which I'll show you now where that is. So you'll be able to cycle through your accounts over here. And then when you click this little icon on the right over here, it will give you that option. Also, if you lose your account, your welcome email, or you lose your account details, right? You go back in here, go click there again, and it will show your account details over there on any one of your accounts that you are on, right? All of them will be listed in here. So remember, it's not only about logging into DXTrade, but it's also about remembering that your dashboard is kind of holding all your information inside of there. So once again, log in, you go to the dashboard tab, and that's where you'll find it, right? Okay, so then from that point onwards, what you're going to do is you're going to need to go to your actual Gooey trade, or however you pronounce that. And I've just made this available early on, right? And how you do that is you go to over here, down to downloads. When you click on downloads, it says download DX trade, but it's not going to download DX trade. It's going to take you directly to the actual trading interface panel, which is the Gooey trade, right? So if I click on that now, you'll see. And so it takes you directly to that. So from your dashboard, the model of the story is everything is available over there. The login details over here, right? Or account details. This is just an account hashtag number, right? That's just numbers for your account order. But the actual account details is this over here. Right? Your password and your username over there. Okay. So whatever is there is going to be the key to what you need to actually jump into. Okay. So let me go ahead. I got a lot of things to, I have to look at my list just to go through them all. Okay. Then also, if you go down this list, this particular class that we're doing right now, and this video that's being created right now, when you go down this list, you're going to go to the videos tab over here. And when you click on the videos tab, in future, when you're looking for this particular video, this particular class, it's going to be listed here, right? I'm recording it now at the moment, but my attempt is to put as much things in one place as possible. So when you look for it, maybe tomorrow, it will be here, right? So the video will be there. Okay, so back to dashboard, right? I'm going to show you exactly how to get in. Back to dashboard. You go to your account. You go to account details. I'm not going to show my password and stuff now, but your username and your password that you get over here, you'll click show. Your username and password that you get over here, you'll copy it onto your mouse or write it down. Go back to your downloads tab. Click on that. Go to Gooey Trade directly. And now that same username and password, which I've already populated over here, will be copied and pasted into this section, right? Once you copy and paste it into the section and you hit login, it will take you into the actual platform on which you're actually going to trade, right? So you've signed in now using your actual details. And now I'm going to go through everything that's listed here on top. And then we'll eventually near the end get to how to actually take that trade. And then everybody's going to engage in that portion. Okay. So I know there are some questions coming in through the chat. I will make sure that I cover them right at the end, as per maybe some of the stuff that I actually go through will actually cover that. So bear with me. As I said earlier on, I took 40 minutes before this call to figure all this out. All right. So we'll get through it. Okay. So on the top left, it says Gooey Trade. Right next to it says chart. One of the things I'll say about this particular platform is there are a couple of things that are duplicated. Right? So you're going to see the same name multiple times somewhere. Okay? So what you're seeing over here is not a trading view. This is trade view, right? This is not trading view. It's something different. And so for proper full-on technical analysis, I'll still be doing mine on trading view. There's just a lot more options there. Okay? But in a couple of weeks, as stated earlier on when we started, they might integrate trading view completely into here, and so we might have better options where that's concerned. Okay, starting at the top left, the first button over here that we can click is chart, right? And the more you click that button, the more it's going to mess with your mind. It's going to add a couple of extra charts to your actual screen. And when you first did it, you were like, what is going on here? Coach, my layout's completely changed. But rest assured, all you can do is just go over here in this little corner and take off that extra chart that you just got, which is that X over there. And it's gone, right? Again, if I do click chart again and it does come up and it's sitting over there again, and I do want that extra chart there, what I can do is I can go to this little, what do we call this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dots over here. I can click on it and I can drag that chart to wherever I want it. You see, that it repositions itself as I move my mouse. If I want 2 side by side, boom, I can now have 2 side by side like that, right? If I wanted that. And then I will just click off of that as well. I'm going to go through all of this on top first, right? The next thing that we get is positions. Positions will show you your open positions, your open price, your stop losses, your take profits, your running trades, basically. Right? Once again, it will also bring itself up here at the bottom or on the side, depending on how you set your layouts out. If you don't like it there, click, drag, move it somewhere that you want it, and it will now be there. Right? Now, also, once you've moved any of these windows to the left or to the right of one another, you don't have to have them that big size. You can actually just do this. Click and drag in the center and just make them smaller as well. Okay? So I'm going to take out positions off again and stick back to the chart. Then also you can have a watch list. Listen carefully to this one, because the problem with the watch list is it doesn't do what TradingView does, which is when if you click on this, it automatically adds it to the chart window. It doesn't do that, right? So on TradingView, if I right-clicked here, I could say view chart, and it would add it to that chart window. But if I do that here, it's going to add an additional chart over here, which is doing now at the moment, right? And the issue with that is, of course, you don't want that additional chart there at that particular time. Now, what I found to be a little bit easier, and I'll show you some more. I'll show you some more stuff on that. What I found to be a little bit easier is you could pull this to the left of the chart. Now, on TradingView, we used to having it on the right, but you could pull it to the left of the chart, right? Like that. So you have all of these things over here. If you do add another one, which I'll show you, let's say I go right click and I say view chart, it adds it side by side. And it's easy then when 2 things are side by side, just to say I don't want that one. right? And then bring this one back instead of having it at the bottom and have it like that, okay? If you guys have figured out some things beyond it, we'll talk about it towards the end to actually link them like that. I do think there's something to do with the colors over here and the linking over there, but I didn't get that far, so we'll figure that one out. That's kind of a minor. For now, I'll take this off. And then again, in my account, which is my account, similar stuff over here. Some of these things are just duplicates of the other stuff that's on here, right? It's duplicates in the sense that if you click positions, you're going to get another positions tab, right? If you click order history, it will show all the orders, open and close orders that you've done, right? That was me testing early on, which is quite nice. Your trade history, those are your individual trades, right? Order history is the ones that didn't execute as well, right? And a trade history is just the ones that executed. Okay, then still on my account, cash movements. On cash movements, you get to see your actual profit and loss, your commissions across your actual trading as well, right? It's not really that something that you're going to be using that much. That's totally up to you if you are. And then what's the other one? You get messages and stuff. Again, a lot of these things you're not probably going to use. And we get the tool. Same things. You look at your watch list, market depth, diamond sales, alerts. This will show you all your active alerts on your various charts. You get the trading journal. Your trading journal will show your actual trades that you have taken and then your assigned tags. This is quite nice because you can actually, inside of the trading journal, say, okay, this trade was taken on stop on breaker structure and put in a actual trade note there. You can actually say that this trade was taken on a gap, for instance, so you can change your tags, right? You can add tags and add a trade note and do all sorts of things that you want to do there. And then afterwards, once you've done all of that, you can go ahead and just click on the tags, right? And once you click on the tags, it will show you all the trades related to that tag. So it's kind of like a mini built-in trade journal. Okay, so that's useful. We'll close that as well. And remember, anything you don't need on the screen, you close. Then we have trading dashboard, which is just basically an overview of your what it says. Trading dashboard shows you your risk to reward, average risk to reward, your returns, your win rate, your max drawdown. So another nice thing, you don't have to go ahead and calculate your actual win rate, right? You can just actually look at this and know what your win rate is. You can see what your average winning trade holding time is. I entered the trade this afternoon, just held it the whole time just to see what's going to actually happen in this particular window. So you can go through that, right? So that's your trading dashboard. And again, if you don't want it there and you're done with it, just go ahead and click X. Now, as you can see, now that I've clicked X, it's showing nothing. All I need to do is go back over here to chart, and I'll be back on the one that I want it to be. What you can also do is each and every single one of these, I'll talk about it later, you can rename them, right? So chart was just trading dashboard at another time, and I renamed them to be that. Now, very important one-click trading. Now, MetaTrader 4 also had this called one-click trading. What this basically is going to do is going to execute you into a trade very quickly. What I want you to do is to go ahead and read all of these terms and conditions that are on here before you actually do this, right? Before you add it. I personally don't use one-click trading, right? I don't need it. I want my risk management to be on point. I want to know exactly where I'm getting entered, whatever's happening. But you can go ahead and do this. So the main difference is this: regular trading, this setting. This is not under regular trading, which is not one-click trading. The setting will let you see the new order window before placing a new order and see a confirmation window before closing a position or canceling an order. But under one-click trading, this setting will let you send new orders, cancel working orders, and close positions without any confirmation. So it goes straight and gives you entry into the trade. Now, you'd have to accept it there and hit confirm, which I'm not going to do now, but then that will give you one-click trading. And how will that one-click trading execute itself? If you right click on the chart anyway and you hit sell or buy, it will automatically execute the trade as a market order, right? Or if you hit sell or buy on these panels over here, it will also do that. Okay. Then over here, this is self-explanatory, shows your balance on your account, your actual equity, your profit and loss, your used margin, your free margin, and your margin level, especially when you are in a trade. This will fluctuate up and down. Now, a big source of confusion has been this little area over here. I really don't know why it's written this way, but it is what it is. If you look at that and you look really fast, it looks like 520,724 US dollars, right? It looks like some of you have that amount in your account, but that's not what that is. That's just your account number. Remember in the Kingdom Wealth funding side, we showed you the account number. And in the account number section, right, this will also be there. So if I go ahead and click on that now, I've added 2 this afternoon. So my 2 demo accounts are there, right? My 2 demo accounts are there. So I can switch between them 2 and then trade them accordingly. So you'll also be able to go through all of your accounts over here, right? In this little section. Again, keep all your questions in the chat. I'll answer them all at the end, right? So if you have a live account, it will also appear here now. On this little section, once you've now found out exactly how you like your dashboard, how you want it to be, right? How you want it to look, you can go ahead and save your layout. And once you save your layout over there, everything will then save as you like it to be, which also means that if you do mess it up, you can just go ahead and click it again. I haven't saved any layouts yet. Go ahead and click it again, and it will set itself back to that again. Okay? Thumbs up, everyone with me? Awesome. Then the next panel we're going to look at, let me just see if I covered everything on that. Yes. Next one is going to be this over here. Very important, where it says open a live account. We will never need to open a live account clicking that little tab over there. That's going to take you to Gooey Trade's homepage, which has nothing to do with Kingdom Wealth Funding's live accounts. Remember, this is just an interface. And so whenever you want to add an actual live account, what you will go to is the Kingdom Wealth Funding dashboard. You'll add your live account there, right? You'll add your live account in that little section, right? So remember that, okay? And then the reference currency is just this there. You can go between USD and Euro. Of course, most of us just going to use it on USD in any case. And so you can turn on your broker price alerts. That's your account statement. If you need that for tax purposes and things like that, everything else inside of there, right? You get to log out of here as well. If you don't like the dark theme, you switch between light and dark theme over here, right? On this last little settings panel. Let me just see how far I am in my actual list. We're making good time. Awesome. So again, remember, opening live accounts will not happen there, right? Then let's move over to the second line now. As I said to you early on, this is a chart, a tab. You can rename this tab anything. How do you rename it? Right? You rename it by going, just double clicking over there. When you double click, you can call it whatever. Call it your own layout, whatever you want to call it. That's fine. All right. Now, what's nice about this is there's also a tab called technical analysis. And technical analysis allows you to do all your drawings on these charts, right? But not be on the other charts if you don't need it, if it's getting cluttered. And also gives you the ability to have 4 different instruments or more if you wanted to, but 4 different instruments and 4 different time frames, right? As you can see over here, this is the 1M, the 15M, the 1H, and the 1D, the daily, right? Bitcoin, all different. You can add a couple of indicators in here. Unfortunately, the indicators is very limited. It's only the indicators that are part of this actual platform as it stands now at the moment. But this allows you to have multiple different charts open, instruments that you're actually watching at a time, right? Trading dashboard is, again, the one that I showed you earlier on. It's just an overview of what's happening in your overall trade space. And then workspace 2 and trade dashboard 2, you can basically take that off. You won't even have that likely. And all that simply is you can go ahead and click this plus. And once you click the plus sign, you can name this something. So let's just call this chart 2. And once you have chart 2, this open blank space that you have now, if you click this little 3 lines going down over here, you get to decide what you want to add inside of here. Like you can duplicate another one or add chart. So for instance, you can duplicate this so you can have a copy of that. Or while you're on this at the moment, you can click chart and it will add a chart, right? So you're creating a new trade space. Click positions, it will add positions, right? You will click watch list and it will add a watch list. Again, if you go back to the beginning of the session, you'll see that you can click and drag things anywhere you want it if you want to put it at a specific space, but we'll go ahead and close all these unnecessary things now at the moment, right? Let's go back to my main one, which is chart. So again, if you want to add new trading spaces, you go ahead and click the plus, name it, and then click on these tabs at the above, anything that you want on, even from the My Account section. If you want something like Trade History on, it will now show you Trade History. So how is this useful? If you want a tab that only shows the trades that you've entered and exited, just make one and then have that there. If you want a tab that separately shows your trade journal, so for instance, if I go here, and I, wait, let me, or sorry, if I wanted to say, let's say you just wanted to see positions, right? That will be your positions tab only. So you can go ahead and rename this positions or whatever you want to do, and that will be that, right? If you wanted to see trade journal only on this tab, go ahead and close your positions, leave the trade journal open, rename that to trade journal, right? And now you have a tab specifically for trade journal only. And later on, you can have a tab that's just for your chart, just for technical analysis, just for trade journaling. So you don't have to have all those things on one particular thing, and you can cycle through them all a little bit easier, right? Thumbs up if everyone's still tracking with me. I know it's a lot of information. We're trying to cover all of this in one class, right? Okay, so back to chart. We've covered all of these panels on top here that we can add or subtract if we don't want them. And then, of course, we have this over here. Now, remember earlier on you did a watch list. And the issue with the watch list is, and we'll try and see if we can make it better towards the end. But the issue with the watch list is that when you have a watch list, it doesn't necessarily add the chart into this chart window. If you're only trading a certain amount of instruments, let's say you're trading Euro USD and NAS, right? What you can go ahead and do is over here where it says chart, you click the plus sign again, right? And you go chart again. Now you can add the charts that you want just on top here in that panel. So you are able to switch between it. So this one's GBP USD, and then you'll have your NAS chart over there, right? So you can switch between it. So of course this is AUD CAD, but you get what I mean. There'll be multiple things you can switch between at that point. Then if you have another one you trade, you can go chart again. And this time in this little open window here next to that, if you want to change the current active chart, so let's say you want to go to XAU, right? XAU USD, which is gold. Using the open little window area over here, you can change your actual chart to gold. Now, there is a bit of delay when you're switching charts like that, and a bit of delay when you're switching timeframes as well. That's just built into the actual program. We're hoping that when TradingView gets added into this, that it sorts that issue out. So if you have these other ones open, which is like AUD/CAD, and you wanted to change that to something else, you go ahead and click on that one first. After clicking on it, you can click in this window again, click Euro USD, right? Let me see, where's Euro USD now? There. And that will change this window to Euro USD. Now you have a GBP USD, Euro USD, and XAU USD, and you don't have to go to your watch list. You could just cycle through them like this and always have them open there. Especially if you go over here and you save your entire layout, you'll have everything you need right in that spot on top there, right? Then beyond that window is this little information tab, which is also nice. It shows you more about the actual currency, right? What the lot sizes are measured in, how you trade the lot sizes, your margin rates, and all these other things. But this is the part I like. It shows you actual trading hours in your time zone. All right. So and now, if you guys don't believe that I am here in South Africa, you can see trading hours, Africa, Johannesburg. Right. I'm not in Johannesburg. I'm in Cape Town, but it just sets itself to that. Right. So you can go ahead and see all of that information in there. If you want Euro USD and you click that little eye over there, same thing. Show you the market times, right, in your respective time zone. Then beyond that, you've got this little thing over here, which allows you to color code your pairs. I'm assuming that that's how it ties into your actual watch list. But if you click here, you can choose a color, just like on TradingView, assign a color to your actual watch list. And I'm sure that if I go deeper on this, there'll be a way to bring up all the reds or bring up all the orange or bring up all the greens and so on and so on. So you could go ahead and just assign to Euro USD the color red, and you should be able to find that red somewhere in the actual system as a whole. We're going to get to the good part soon. Let me just make sure that I'm covering everything I wrote. Okay. Then, so we've gone through all of this. We've selected our instruments and stuff, and then we're going to the next level of the tabs, which is this over here. This is similar to what you have on TradingView and even on MetaTrader 4 before you make the adjustments, right? Which is, if you click sell and buy over here, you click sell and buy over here, you can also action the trade window. So if I click that now, to bring up my actual trading window, my new order window, as it would usually have done on MetaTrader 4 as well, right? And then over here, you can change your lot sizes. You can type in manually, or you can select from one of these that are here based on your actual thing. You'll see that this changes a bit when you go to like metals or you go to indices and stuff. This little numbers over here will be different at times, right? And then, of course, if you hit buy, if you want to get into a buy, that will also action the new order window if you click there. Remember, though, as I said earlier on, if you have one-click trading on, hitting buy there will actually put you in a buy immediately, right? So you want to be careful with that. Then this one's self-explanatory as well, which is you go over here, you select the time frames that you're on. You want to be on a 1 hour, you click 1 hour, and then you get a little bit upset because you're used to trading, you're changing a little faster, but nevertheless, it does change, right? A few seconds later, it changes, and now you're on your actual 1 hour chart. You want to go to your 30-minute, you go to your 30-minute. Next question you'll ask is there custom timeframes? And the answer to that is, as far as I can see, there isn't. These are the only ones that are available. But remember, as of now, this is not a replacement for TradingView. It just makes it easier to actually trade on, right? You can still use your TradingView. The next panel is this over here, which is your bar or line or candle selector, also self-explanatory. If you want to go to your open, high, low, close chart, that will be your bar chart. You want to see your line chart for the people who like to draw trend lines, right? You could click on line over there, and it will shift the chart to the line chart, right? What I like about it is it actually color codes the lines as well, and doesn't just keep it one color, which gives you the drop part, right? Boom. So in the same color. So we go back to the actual candle chart. The next thing you get on, I actually like this feature. After seeing this feature, I'm wondering whether or not I can get this done on TradingView. But what I like about this is your crosshair selector. I'm selecting currently, and I might change it at a later stage, but I like the one that it's on now, which is crosshair with floating data box. And what that basically is, right, is going over a candle, and you get to see the open, high, low, and close on that candle. So remember those times where you ask yourself, hey, did it actually go beyond that high, or did it not go beyond that high? And you have to squint because you wear specs like myself, right? Now what you can do is just take that little box, go above there, and read that floating box. Now you have the option of taking the floating box away, of course. You can go just crosshair on its own and the floating box will stay on the side. So you can go the crosshair and then look to the side and then look at those numbers in there. Otherwise, you can have it just floating with you wherever you go over here, right? Then after that, this one I haven't been able to figure out what it is yet. To me, all it's doing is adding a line. If someone does know, let us know in the chat. I'll mention it later towards the end. But if I put on the S, all it does is put an S right at current price. And if I change, or not an S, if I just a line, if I put on the L, all it also does is put a line in the right at current price. So I have no idea what that's doing on and off. For now, I'll just leave it off. Then you have your little toolbox over here, right? Adds a limit or stop order. Okay, well, there we go. So it probably changes this as well then. Thank you, Mr. Park, for that. So I told you he's the technical guy, right? I only had 40 minutes before this call to figure all this out. So thank you, Mr. Park. Okay. Then you have a little toolbox over here, similar to trading view, but again, limited, right? Limited. You've got the ones that you use quite often. The one that I am now just seeing is not here, which I would have liked, is the actual path tool, but it's okay. I can put a trend line together a couple of times and make it work, right? But you have your trend lines. If you click on your trend line on its own without dragging it on the chart, over here pops up a little area, and this is true for all your actual tools, is you get to change the settings on it before you even draw that first one onto the chart. You want to make your line thicker, make your line thicker, and so on and so on. So now if I draw it, I get a red trend line, right? And then the trend line properties window comes up, and I can just hit OK, and my trend line's on there. If I don't like these numbers on it, double click on it again, and then turn off some of the labels, right? Turn off the labels and just have a normal trend line. And what you can do as well in the settings, and this is true for all the actual tools, so you can click on it and you can go ahead over here at the bottom and you can save it as your default. Now, on TradingView, you can give it a bunch of different names. You can make a trend line for this, you can make a trend line for that, you can do all of that. On here, you can basically just save it as your default, and whatever you made a change to, that becomes the one that you're using until you reset your defaults. Excuse me for the cough. Okay, let's remove that. For our fib traders, the fib retracement tool is here as well. So if I wanted to draw from high to low like that, right? Or low to high, whichever way, I get my fib. Now, I did change this a little bit because when you normally get the fib, you're going to get the fib with all these numbers on, all the labels. It's going to look like that, right? But I don't like that. So I took off the labels, and you can take off the numbers as well if you want to. And you can have it extend to the left. You can have it extend to the right. And again, if you wanted to remain statically like that, just go ahead and click save as my defaults, right? Save as my defaults. I don't particularly, I don't think I'm going to be using it much on here. I'll just continue using TradingView as the is. These two buttons over here just zooms in, zooms out. Of course, your other tools are in here that you might need, right? If you need a reminder that you wanted to be in a sell over here, just put a down arrow. Remind yourself that you wanted to sell when you get to that point, right? And then over here, these are the built-in indicators that you can add. And this area over here simply just adds that indicator, doesn't add a new indicator, and you can't add indicators to the system as of yet, right? Therefore, might change when it actually becomes TradingView, then that might change. Okay, last one of my favorites are inside of here, inside of the settings part of the actual chart. You can decide whether or not you want to show your crosshair or show your candle borders or show your high and lows, right? Or have a floating data box, whatever you want, and show volume if you want to. I don't like volume on the charts. I'll take that off. I can see volume in the price action. You can change your candle colors, your background colors, all of those things here. And then as per usual, you can save it to your defaults, right? You can save it to your defaults over here. And you can take it from, and that will be your default setting. Now, this one over here on padding, You can decide whether or not you want to move your chart lower down, move your chart lower up. But this particular one is my favorite because I like my trading view to be like that as well. And I used to make my MetaTrader like that. I don't like my candles to be right at the end of the chart. Because if I leave it, let me show you when I take it back again. If I leave it normal, so on 0, every new candle appears right there, and I don't like it. I want to see clearly how that looks, how that space is, and I like my candles to kind of like sit off the actual edge. So you'll change your padding over here to the right, you'll hit OK, right? And that will become where your chart will always start. Every time you open it, any chart you open will always position itself a little bit from that end, right? Away from that end over there. Okay, so that covers most of the charting stuff, the tools and all of those kind of things, right? And I will now show you the actual trading stuff. I'm going to ask that those who are writing to me privately, put it in the main chat as well, so somebody else can see that question if you have it, right? That is, if it is an actual private question, then of course put it private question, right? But if it's just something that can help someone else, let's also just try and help everyone else as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into Euro USD. I'm telling you this, I am very much missing my trade assistant, right? But I've made some workarounds now on here to make it kind of at least give me proper risk reward. Okay, first things first, let's say you identify a particular zone over here that you want to trade from. Let's say you want to trade from there, right? We're going to go ahead and go to our tools. And let's say I have a zone like this one that I want to trade from, right? Oh, by the way, also on the settings page, if you don't like the Euro USD showing at the back, right, of the chart, which is showing over there, some people like that because you can easily just see. You can also take that away in the settings, right? But let's say that's the zone you want on. Now, if you had Trade Assistant, all you have to do is pull a line there, and you're ready, set, go. Your risk management and everything else is sorted, right? Everything else is sorted. However, we trade, and I want to encourage everybody to do this. We don't trade lot sizes. We don't trade dollar amounts. We trade percentages. If you think about your trades in terms of percentages, you get a way more accurate. Risk management profile overall. So that's how you want to be thinking, right? Of your trade. What percent of my account do I want to risk? The problem with trading a fixed dollar amount is as your account goes lower, you're actually increasing your risk because you're trading a fixed dollar amount, right? So you're reducing your chances of recovery. But when you trade percentage of an account, it's always floating. It's moving with, right? It's moving with all the time. So if you have your crosshair tool on and there's a particular area that you want to get in on the trade, so let me move this box across like that. Let's say you want to get in at this rally-based drop at the bottom of that box line. You don't need the box even on. Move your crosshair to wherever you want to get in on that particular trade. Right-click and then decide if you want to go buy or sell, right? Once you go sell, like let's say in this situation, I want to go sell. I hit sell and it opens up my window. That sell doesn't execute you into a trade automatically. It opens up your window. It remembers that you want to be at that point, at that moment, right? And then the next thing you're going to go ahead and do is, for those of us who do trade with stop loss and not those naughty people who trade without stop losses, right? You're going to go ahead and click this over here, protection order, which is your stop loss, right? Protection order. And once you do that, you hit your protection order, you're going to then decide where that stop loss is going to be. But before you get there, you can decide at this point, you want to market execute. In other words, yes, you put it there, but if price has come close to it and is about to enter, you could change this to market execute. And so when you do action the rest of the trade based on your rule set and things like that, and based on your risk management, it'll market execute at that point. But for the most part, you can leave it on limit, right? If you're doing a buy stop or a sell stop, you'll put it on stop. I can't teach you what a buy stop and a sell stop is in this particular class. You have to go and look at that in the basics course, right? So I'm going to leave it on limit. The chart remembers that I right-clicked at that particular point. As you can see, the number stays, the limit price stays 8380, which is exactly where I went early on when I was over here, right? See the crosshair over there? It's still that same number, right? Still that same number. Now, I'm going to want to put my stop there, right? I'm going to want to put my stop there. There's two ways you can do that. I personally like the way that I figured out. So let's say my stop is going to be on the other side of this eye, right? I can go ahead and just move my mouse there and read that number and say 560, right? And hopefully I get that number right every single time I type it in, even if I'm in a mad rush, which is not going to always happen, right? Thank you for laughing, Elizabeth. I can go ahead and do that and say 560 there and try and remember that. Or I can do this. I can click on my stop loss, right? That number in there is not the right number. I need to change it to this number. And this is the workaround that I worked out. So if I go over here to where I want it, I right click on it and I hit alert, right? When the alert comes up, it gives me a number right there. That number, I right click, I copy, close the alert, and all I do is paste it in there, and that's the exact number that I need for it to be on the other side, right? I'll do that again. So if I want my stop loss to be that side, instead of memorizing that number real quick, for those of us who do numbers a lot, maybe you'll memorize it correct. But once you start getting to NAS and to gold and to all those other things, those numbers go out of the door, right? So you can go right click, alert, copy that particular area, cancel the alert, into the stop loss area, hit paste, right? Now you've got your stop loss correct. You've got your entry correct. And the last thing you need to do is focus on your actual risk management. Now, you have your lot size over here, and you have your percentage of balance, right? You'll have to go over this video a couple of times to remember this little section. Your percentage of balance. I personally trade 1% of my account every single time. Currently, it's saying 0.18. So that tells me I must increase my lot, right? I increase my lot to 10. What do I get? I get 1.83. Okay, that's too much. So I go 7, right? Once I get close enough to it, I can just click this up and down button until it actually gets to that particular point, which in this case will be there. That'll be... And if you trade one currency pair over and over, you'll get used to what that number should be inside of here. So it'll be easy just to type a number close to that, right? So notice what's happened here now. This is very important. Don't get messed up with this part. If I click here at price, and I change this to pips, projected loss, or percentage of balance, that's going to adjust my actual stop loss, which I don't want to adjust. I want to leave it on price. I want my stop loss always to be the price I selected, right? The area on the chart that I selected. So this one, I'm going to leave on price all the time, okay? Then, when I get to take profit though, I'm going to want to do a specific RR of my trade, right? So I'll click on take profit, and then take profit, I'm going to change this one because I want to adjust my take profit. I don't want to adjust my entry. I don't want to adjust my stop, but I want to adjust my take profit. So I'm going to change this from price, and this is just my own workaround. I'm going to change it to percentage of balance. Why? Because now when I have it as percentage of balance, if I'm risking 1% there, I can type in 3% here as a take profit, and that will be a 3-to-1 trade automatically. If I want to go for a 4R, it'll be a 4-to-1 trade automatically. Let's see if it is true. Look closely. Projected profit, $4,016. Projected loss, $1,008. That is 1%. That is 4%, right? So now this is going to set up a 4R trade on the chart. When I click send order, which I'll do now, right? Price is going to have my entry over here, right? My stop loss will be above. You'll see it now. And my take profit will be at 4R. So you can see it puts a little position line over there. If you click on that line, it opens up the rest of the trade. It shows you there's your stop loss, perfectly placed like we put it early on. There's your entry. And if we go lower, there's my take profit at 4R, right? So everything is in there. Once price rises up again later into that area, if it does, when it goes again, it will run towards my actual take profit on the way down, right? That's that. If you have an open position or limit on the chart that you want to take away that has been entered, it will be here. You'll close your position by clicking X on it there. However, if you have put on a position like this and you no longer want it, this little sign next to SLTP, you just click that and you confirm you no longer want that and it goes off, right? So once again, if I wanted to get in here at current price, let me just go to a lower time frame. I know it's spread hours now, so the market's not going to really move, right? Let me just wait till it comes up. Market's going to be like basically stagnant, or some brokers will close it just for a bit. But let's say we want to get in here at that price. Right click again. Say we want to go for a buy. I can then change this to market order. Now, when you go market order, you're going to notice that that risk reward is going to adjust a little bit. So market order is on. I'm on a buy. Remember to select which one you want to go. Protection orders are on. I'm turning on my stop loss and my take profit, right? So now where do I want my stop loss? If I'm entering there and I want my stop loss below that in a buy, I'll right click here. I'll go to my alert. I'll copy this little section here. You can just double click and then hit right click copy, cancel that, and then put that in my stop loss area. Paste. Now I want you to watch this because I'm going market order. This is going to fluctuate the whole time, the balance of the trade, right? Because it's where current price is. But I'm not changing this because if I change this, my stop loss changes, right? I'm not changing that. My entry is moving with current price. I can move this up. Again, if you get used to doing this multiple times, you'll see that is 6 or 7. You'll go up to 14, and then from 14, just make it up to 1% of the trade. This is on a 100K account, right? That's 1% of the trade. And how do you do your risk reward on your take profit side? This one you change to balance, percentage of balance. And then in this little area, all I do is I'll say I want a 3R trade. So I set it to 3R. You confirm it by looking at this numbers, right? This is 3 times whatever that is. If this drops a little bit while price is moving, you can just quickly make that last final adjustment on it to get it close to 1% and then send your order. Eventually, you get annoyed at that sound that happens the whole time, right? But that's going to happen. And now your order is there. This is a market execute and trade is in. If you look at your panel on top, you'll see it moving and changing because you're in an actual live trade now. And if you wanted to see the rest of your take profits and your stop losses, you click on that. Right now, I have noticed, okay, it's happening now. I have noticed that there are times when I go to this that it doesn't want to come up, right? Even though it's positioned at its correct spots. In the past, all I did was go to another chart on top, come back here, click it again, and then it appears, right? And then it appears. So if you notice that you're clicking on one of these things, but it's not showing you your take profit and SL, all you do is just switch from one window back to the other window, come back and click on it, and it should show. So there's your stop loss, there's your entry, there's your take profit. So everything is displayed at that particular point there, right? A moment for a cough. Okay, so we're in that trade. Again, if you wanted to see what positions you are in, you'll go to click on positions. Now you can see your actual open trades over here. And if you move to the end here, you could go X and close that actual position if you wanted to. Or you could just go onto the actual trade and click that little icon there that closes that actual trade as well, right? So those are your options in terms of what you can do there. You can close this panel. You can save that panel as you want. If you go to the other ones like your trading dashboard, this will now live reflect what you're currently in, your win rate, your average profit and loss, and things like that as well. And of course, once you close your trades and you'll see it over here in your trade journal as well. Right, so I've suffered a little bit of drawdown. My profit and loss is going down there. Our profit and loss is going down, right? And if it goes up, it will go up, and we can see that all displayed in here. I encourage you guys not to click and drag and move your stop losses around all the time, because what that's going to do is increase your actual risk on the trade as well. Okay. Now, everybody who's joined the boot camp, you literally have till tomorrow to take your first trade, right? If you want to take it with me now and you logged in, when I say till tomorrow, you don't really have till tomorrow. You have your overall 30 days from the days that your account was actioned. But I'm repeating it over here. If you do not take one trade on the lowest lot size possible within 30 days, your account will close. It's against, we can't do anything. It's out of our hands. We cannot bring it back, right? We cannot bring it back. If you got a 7-day notice and you don't action it within that 7 days, we also cannot bring it back. This is a new platform, a new broker. So we have strong limitations against doing that. And the reason they do that is because they have to know exactly what level of liquidity is on their books at any given time. Okay. So this will be a trade. Let's say I want to close this trade because it's going against me now. I go ahead and close that. A reminder to don't wear earphones when you're doing this, because that sound is loud, right? That's going off in my ears at the moment. So one more time, let me just take the time. If you are new and you're wanting to take that trade, let's just go anywhere. Let's just go sell or buy. Set it to a market execute so you can literally get in at current price, and I don't have to wait for price to come to you. Make sure that you make it the lowest lot size possible. And it will tell you at the bottom here, your volume should be higher than or equal to 0.01 on Euro USD, this is. So 0.01, that's the lowest lot size possible. If I'm wanting to keep my account from banning itself, I won't even worry about the protection orders and stuff now. That doesn't really matter. I'll just put it slightly higher. Hit sell, right? Once this happens, if you're new and you're actioning your first trade, once that comes up, you can go ahead and go close that trade. That's all you needed to do, right? And that's done. Now you have a new 30 days that you can wait for before you need to take another trade again, right? That's what you can do. Okay, let me go up in the chat and let me check some statements and questions and things, and I'll take it from there, right? Let me go to the top. And I'll, of course, answer the stuff that I can answer, that I know. And let me see, where are we? Give me 1 second. Okay. First one, can we drop trading view? No. Coach, it can if you have a watch list linked to the charts. Okay, so Jeff is saying that you can have your charts automatically. You have to have the watch list with a red dot like your chart section has. Okay, so it is possible then to actually have your charts come up in your charts window, right? Mr. Awesome says, and maybe Jeff, I'll if you can, if you want to share your screen, you can show how to do that if you want to at some point towards the end. And then Mr. Awesome says, how do you open several trading tickets ready to execute? I covered that in this section over here. I'll share my screen again. So how do you have everything ready to execute? You basically add them over here, right? You go ahead and click this add button, and then you go chart and you add whatever chart you want. So if you are a NAS 100 person, you go ahead and click NAS there, add your NAS chart, and now you have your actual tickers available to just switch between them with a little bit of delay before it executes, right? But you'll have them there. So ready to execute is a subjective term at the moment. It's might be ready to execute with a few seconds. And let me see what else. I just want to get my chat up here. Okay. Are there percentages like 0.01 or 0.02? So the order will be executed if it differs more from your one-click price order. I don't think so. I would currently just stick to the actual percentages that you, and if I'm getting you correct, or you're asking, can you do a percentage as small as 0.01? Yes, you can. But if there is like a discrepancy in the actual chart based on time or spread, I haven't found that in there. So on MetaTrader 4, you could load an indicator that says if the spread opens up 4 pips or 5 pips, don't execute any trade. On TradingView as well, I don't think that's possible in here. At least I haven't found it, right? Isabel, Elizabeth says, I have the same problem. Make sure. What's this? You do not copy the space in the password. Oh yeah, yeah. Space in the password has been the bane of so many people's existence. Manually type it or go as slow as possible. And what I'll suggest as well, just save it in your actual browser so that you have it permanently in there. Elizabeth says, I get incorrect username and password. Hopefully you got that sorted, Elizabeth, because I see Isabel answered you. Still not. You're still unable to get in? Okay, we'll talk about that one. Okay, we'll talk about that one afterwards. Also tie 2 different accounts to get into Gooey. You should only have 1 account, right? Because your other accounts will be selectable inside of Gooey Trade. So try again, maybe try manually and try copy and pasting. The thing is about when you copy and paste, it adds a little space at the end, and you have to take that space away. So that's been in the but we'll come back to that one. I did that the first time. Better type your password. Still no luck. Try logging in instead of copy and paste. Try to type the password and do not paste it. Okay. So everybody had that issue. Is there a replay for this class? Yes, there is. It's going to be inside of the back end. In the first 20 minutes, I explained how to get it inside of the back end of your dashboard, which is here. You'll find it. We'll send it out to you. We'll probably create a page for it as well. But if you go to your Kingdom Wealth Funding dashboard, right, when you go to the portion, once you've logged in, that will be based on your welcome email that you've received. Your welcome email looks like this, right? If you guys can see my screen, thumbs up. Your welcome email looks like this, right? And if you go to your dashboard will be over here. There's your dashboard link. There's your username for your dashboard, right? And you'll have to have your password for that. This is your actual account. So Elizabeth, just check if this matches in your actual welcome email. If you don't have that, I'm going to see if I can action a new welcome email for you to come through after that. So that's how that looks. Let's also be sure to always read this entire email. Things in here change, right? So read this entire email. So yeah, you'll go there, you'll go to Gooey Trade by clicking over here, and then you'll type in those details from that part onwards, right? My DX trade takes 10 to 15 seconds to change time frame. Don't exaggerate, Mr. Awesome. It only takes 5 seconds, right? At 10 is you added extra 5 there. Takes that. It's yeah. Carl says, don't forget to trade the square protection block for your stop loss. I covered that. Mr. Park gave us the info on the as a limit or stop order, right? Good. Caden David says indicators has a zigzag at the bottom. Indicators has a zigzag indicator, yes, but that's not a tool. So if I added the zigzag indicator, all that's going to do is draw actual zigzags on the chart that I don't want to draw. I want to draw my own zigzags, right? Then Mr. Allen says, last night I was viewing the price action on NAS 100 on this platform and on TradingView, and the price and the way it moved was different. Can you confirm this case using 2 different platforms? This complicates the entry and the exit. Always, as a general rule, you always execute on your broker feed, right? TradingView is a charting platform, so you only use that to actually draw up, but you always execute on your broker feed, which means that if there's a slight discrepancy on TradingView, you make it visually like correct on your actual broker feed. And in this case, this will be your broker feed, right? This will be, let me take the zigzag off. This will be your broker feed. So you'll execute on that. Now, when you do say last night, one has to like figure out what time of day that is, because if you are during a period where the market goes slow, it will adjust a bit as well. There's every broker in the FX market will have a slight discrepancy, but I see Mr. Park answered it already. Forgot there's replies there, but you always execute on your broker feed. Trading views for marking up, broker feed is for entries, right? Mr. Awesome says, normally I've had a 0.5 or 0.7 fixed spread on NAS. I've seen a spread between two to 3 points on year. Some brokers have fixed spreads. Some brokers have floating spreads. I have never yet seen a fixed spread on NAS on any of the brokers that I've traded on, right? So there has been a little bit of the discrepancy. That is out of our hands. It's going to be the closest thing it can possibly be, and it will only get better as more people join the actual thing. That being said, if you try and go with any US broker, this is small. The US broker will show you what spread is, right? It will add a whole new extra. Try and go with just a normal US, not a broker that's a broker feed like this. Try and go on Oanda and try and enter a trade and be okay with the spread that they give you there. It gets hectic, right? The best spreads in the brokerage market is IC markets, according to my point of view, but that is not a recommendation. That's just my observation. Caden David says, where do I cross-reference for an old account number to these numbers? You would use your dashboard, right? And you will compare your balances as well. Yes, as Mr. Park says, you will use your trading with dashboard. And when you go here, when you click down over here and you cycle through that account numbers over there, it will show you different balances over here. But not only that, remember the hashtag in your dashboard. This is that number over here, right? It's that number over there. It's the account number. So look at this. I'm on 520724. If I go to my dashboard, which is over here, I'm on 520724. So it's the same number, right? So that's the hashtag number of the actual account. Let me see going on. Kevin says, has anybody had problems with the platform freezing up? If the platform freezes up, I'd like you to do a speed test on your internet connection, actually, because sometimes just a slower speed, and MetaTrader was like that as well. Leave it open long and come back again and try and move something after some time. It will do some funny stuff. For some reason, my take profit and stop loss lines do not show up when I place an order. Not sure why. In any direction about this is appreciated. So that's exactly what I discussed early on, which is I discovered that if I do hit sell over here, right, and I put in, let me just go random percentage of balance, and I put in a take profit, right? I gotta go lower because it's a sell. You go percentage of balance as well. That sometimes you just see this particular line, and when you do click on it, Monica, and it doesn't show you the others like it's doing now. At the moment, it's not showing my stop loss and it's not showing my take profit. All I then do is go back over here, click on anything else, and just come back to it. And when I come back to it, oh no, what I did was go between charts. What I want to do is click on these over here, like technical analysis or chart. If I do that, and I go back to chart and I click on it, it usually, what did I just enter in on NAS? Oh, why is it not showing up? Because it's probably really tight on some kind of a, let me see. Okay, cancel that quickly. I just want to check what it's doing on actual Euro USD where I know the numbers a little better. But if you have a lot of that happening, please send us mails. We'll action it on the, percentage. We'll ask the actual DX trade people as well. take profit. And again, I'm just doing random stuff here, right? This is not an actual take profit. Entry price must be set higher equal to. I want to go market. Take profit should be higher equal to 0. It is higher than equal to 0. Let's just go price. I go sell. Okay. Price. I went sell. Right click there, alert, copy. Just want to check it again quickly. Take profit, paste. Here we go. Send order becomes available. Did that thing just say failed now? Let me do a proper thing and not do this. Okay, let me go ahead and do a proper thing. I'm trying to rush this too much. So higher time frame when it's more clear. Let me see if I've got an open position. I'll come to the other questions now, right? What's happening over here? Is that 2 failed orders? Oh, I have another order in there. Let's talk about all of that. Okay, let's go back to the original example. Forgive me if it's hurting your ears. I'm not sure if you guys can hear that. Right click sell. It's a limit order. I'm at the correct spot. Protection order in, stop loss order in. I'm going to select my stop loss area to be there. Alert. Copy. Where am I now? Stop loss. There. Take profit. There. So stop loss. Paste. Take profit. I'm going to make my take profit based on percentage. And I'm going to make it 3R, right? And this doesn't really matter for now, but let's just do that. So I have seen that when I sometimes click here, it doesn't. Okay, now of course it is showing. But Monica, when it doesn't show, when I click there, all I do is go between technical and chart or any of these tabs on top. When I come back, it tends to show up again. Right? That's just one of those glitches that will let them know about. So we need to pre-filled order tickets. Windows not. We need pre-filled order tickets. Windows not charts. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. Right? I'm not sure what that means. That's higher grade. You can unmute at the end and I'll answer that, Mr. Awesome. Let me go to the others. In the trade journal, how do you get to the dollar amount from trade P and L pips? I haven't even looked at that. Let me see. Trade journal. Pips. Over here. Order ID. Dollar amount. Let me see if there's a filter that I can use here. Okay, I'll probably need to get back to that because I don't know that offhand. If someone else knows that offhand, then that would be good. It would be the kind of thing that I'd hardly probably even use, right? Because where I am going to see it is like overall here on my trading dashboard. This is showing average pips. Is this dollar amount? What is this? I was trading such random stuff. I'm not sure what that is. So I'll get back to you on that one. I don't know what that one is. I don't want to keep you guys too long. Coach, when, if DX trade, will I start to, will we still need to move the pay for trading view and back testing? That's going to be up to you, right? If they move over to trading view inside of DX trade, and as long as you have an active account or an active demo account, you shouldn't need that if it's the full one, but we're going to have to see what happens with that, Isabel, right? I had to add my info manually. Okay, so that's referring to putting in the stuff. Is there a desktop icon to enter Gooey Trade directly without going through the links? you can basically just copy this, Jill, trade.gooeytrade.com, and you can just save that as a bookmark in your actual browser and go directly there every time. And then if you've saved your username and password, like I've done over here, inside of my browser, then you just log in automatically. But trade.gooeytrade.com, right? So that's that over there. And then you can, as Spark says, save that link to your desktop as well. There says, I'm also unable to download. So there's nothing to download. You basically have to just go to this login and then type in that password. If you copy and paste your password, there will be a blank space at the end, and that's not. So we've sent out a lot of emails where it says frequently asked questions, and inside of those frequently asked questions, that was one of the main things. Make sure there's no extra spaces and go in. Again, my suggestion to everybody is once you get in once, have your browser save that password and you're in, you won't have that issue again, right? Mr. Awesome says Saxo, Denmark has 0.5 spread, and well, Saxo and Denmark has 0.5 to 1 and NAS 100. Okay, that's awesome. Jill says, is there an exit trade or close trade option? Didn't seem to see them when trying to close the trade quickly. So that was basically that little, once you click on the trade, there's a little icon over there that closes it. Of course, in your open positions as well, if you click on positions and there's a trade that's actively running at that point, you can also click on them here and then close that trade as well, right? Great class so far, got it on no problem. Thanks, guys. Excellent tips. I'm still not able to log in. I noticed that they are the same passwords I had before the switch. I'll check into that now. Try entering your manual info, go back to the same thing. Also make sure that you're using the new username and password. Yeah, it's got to be the new username and password, the ones that you actually see in the dashboard when you click on there, right? Isn't the username just the new account hashtag number? No, it's not. It's the one that actually shows you a username over there. Okay, have you been able to log in, Elizabeth? Oh, okay. Oh, no problem. Oh, Isabel, you guys are answering each other already. I should read it, right? Brian says I executed 2 trades and neither showing in the positions tab. The only way that doesn't happen is if it's not actually executed as in entered into, right? If you didn't market execute, you limit ordered and price didn't touch it, it won't go over to the positions tab. So if you market executed, it should immediately be on the positions tab. So just make sure that when you go over here, Brian, and you go sell, and you change this one here, order type, to market. You change that to market, and then you set all your other stuff, right? Now, if I go to my positions tab, it's running there immediately, right? And then you go ahead and close that over there. So that's another way to close. Click there, close position. That's that, right? And now Elizabeth says she's in. Mr. Awesome is still fighting us on some kind of spread this. We'll have to fight him. Naz will have to get him on my behalf, right? I'm just kidding. Success logging in. Deborah says, which account do I take a trade in? The 5,000 or the 100? Both of them, Deborah. If you want to keep your demo account active, you have to take it in your demo account. And if you want to keep your 5,001 account active as well, you have to take it in both. So how do you do that? You switch between them here, right? On top of here. That's how you do that. And the reason it is, believe it or not, we pay for every single demo account that's open as well. So if we pay a monthly fee. So if no one actually uses the account, it's in our incentive after 30 days to close it, right? So even though you get it for free, we pay for it. Okay, so that's why it's on both of them. Order ticket. Someone needs to help me out on, or Mr. Awesome at the end, you can unmute because I don't know what that means. I drew a zone on the H4. Zone did not show up on my lower time frame on the 15-minute. Okay, that's beyond the scope of this, but are you talking about an actual on this platform? Because I still mark up on TradingView, right? So let's see, that's on a H4. If we go to a 15-minute, let's see if it's there. If it's not there, then it just probably means that you have to change the visibility like we do in actual trading view, but it is there. So let me click on that. Oh no, that's on the actual order. Let me close that order. You double click on this box. Visibility, there's no visibility setting over here, so it should be available across all time frames, right? Unless there's some kind of delay there. Claudette says, good day, coach. I have the ID and the password Gooey trade. Or is it 8-cap ID and password that I use? No, it's the one I sent. I believe I sent it to you earlier today, Claudette. I think I personally did that one. So you'll be using that, or you'll be doing exactly what we did in the beginning of this video, which is go to your dashboard and click on that little icon, and then which is here, right? That's going to be your password, your username and password for your Gooey trade. So platform username, this one over here, right? And the password will be the one you click and show here. This over here, there's no reason to really copy that. That shows up in Gooey trade as your actual account that you're using. Right?
Thanks, coach.
No problem. Okay, let's go on. We need pre-filled order tickets. Windows, not charts. I still don't know what that means. So we're gonna have to get that one at the end. I mean, order windows ready for instant and partial profit, etc. during opening. Right? So, oh, okay, I see what you mean. I think you mean you want to open like a bunch of pre-filled orders. Those are called limit orders, right? Set your limit orders, and then, but you can't have a window where, as far as I know, you can't have a window waiting here. And if I change to a different chart, which I can't have another window waiting there. The question really is, how much does that save you time? Because if it's just opening the window, it's only a second, right? It's right click and it's sell. Of course, if you have to fill in those things before the market open, you're going to have to learn to set limit orders over there. Unfortunately, that's the only way. I don't really know how that was done on MT4 beforehand as well, because I've never really done that. If that was something you could do, you can set those on the big buy and sell buttons. Okay, so over there, Mr. Park will teach on that in the next class, right? Pre-filled order windows. That's been the hardest curveball that I've been given tonight, right? So I told you guys, why are you having me teach this? Mr. Park should be teaching this stuff. Okay, yeah. I've been told my 5K account should be moved to DX38A, but not any email yet. Even in the absence of the email, we showed exactly how to do it now, which is just go to your actual dashboard. No email available. We go over here. These are your accounts that you have open. And I got a bunch of demos. Those are my old demos over here. Those are all closed already. But this last two, you'll select either one of them. It will show you over here that one of them are your 5,000 accounts. And then you click on that. All right. And that will be your details to log in. So even if you didn't get that email, you'll go through that, right? Thank you for the classes, Mr. Launch. He's going to go back to work. So that's that, right? It's the end of the class. And the game plan was to cover all as much as possible. Of course, I missed some of the stuff because I just learned it 40 minutes ago. Well, 40 minutes before the class started. But I think I did okay with coming up with this thing. Don't be afraid. That's why you have demo accounts. Like, just go and mess around there. Don't mess around in your live account, right? If you go into your dashboard and on top of your screen, it doesn't say new trial or free trial, then all you need to do is, and please first go into the dashboard, because I'm going to check if it is there, right? First go into the dashboard and check if it is there. But if it's not there, all you do is send us an email and I'll action your demo account from the back end. And yeah, thanks to Park as a co-pilot. But shout out to everybody that showed up today. It's good to see the old faces, Elith and Matthew in the house with his wife Peter on. He didn't really beat his wife, but he's got it on. So it's good. For our newish students, you guys are missing out on the wisdom that some of these dudes have. So please be active in the groups and in the NAS groups as well. All right, and be active in the actual Facebook group as well. Then we got some awesome stuff. Some stuff was going to be launched right here at the end of February. But with all this transitioning thing, I got held back drastically. As you guys know, my hands is in a little bit of everything that gets done. So, but it's coming up. It's coming up soon, right? Carl says, I do not see Gooey Trade demo on my account list. Carl, do you have an active current account? Right? That will be the first question. If the question is yes, then it should be there. Going through your account list, it doesn't say Gooey Trade demo. You have to go through the video as in the beginning. So we'll put out this video for you guys to rewatch. You have to go and click on the downloads tab inside of your dashboard. And then on that downloads tab, I'll show you again one more time here. Have a look at this. So again, on your dashboard tab, Carl, are you looking? Yeah, on your dashboard tab, you're going to select your accounts over here. None of them are going to say Gooey Trade. They're all going to say DX Trade, or they're going to say the old ones, the MetaTrader 4s or whatever. But that's where you're going to see the actual accounts. You click on here to get your login details, right? But how you actually log into Gooey Trade is either by saving trade.gooeytrade.com in your browser, or by logging into your dashboard, going onto the downloads tab, clicking the download DX Trade, which won't download, will go to the actual link, right? And then this is where you will log in with that particular details. Let me see.
So that will be my practice account for a Gooey Trade.
That will be your practice account if you made a practice account. If you did not make a practice account, then that's going to be your live account that you're trading on. So you'll have to match those account numbers.
Live account. I just thought you said that we had, when I clicked on that little icon, I got the old account that I busted, and then I got the new
yeah, you won't have, okay, good question. So you won't have a, or no demo accounts transferred over. So you'll have to recreate the demo account, and then account will go over. Right? That was also sent out in our communication. The demo accounts won't be transferred over. So you go ahead and create yourself a new demo account, and it should be there. Now, people who did come later towards the end, some of their demo accounts are transferred over, right? So, but it was hit and miss here and there. For the most part, if it's not transferred over, since it is a free service to you guys, just add another demo account from your dashboard and then have it come over to that side, right? That will be it. Elise has asked to go. Blessings. Jill says, you're amazing, coach. Quick study, excellent presentation. Thank you so much. Yeah, Park taught me just before this. What I didn't tell you guys is Park was on for 40 minutes before the call with me, and I just, my memory just went on a couple of those things.
Coach.
But yes,
Miss Wanda. You do one more time an example of how to put a trade in, so I make sure I get mine in today.
Sure. Let's go to screen share. Check the chat quickly. And if you guys have to go, no problem. I understand, right? The login will be at Gooey Trade. Yes, Mr. Awesome. You will have to go to, as I just said, go to download over here, or directly to trade.gooeytrade.com, and that will be there. I must warn you guys, upon Coach Brian's instruction, the next emails that has these same questions in will be replied to with, go and have a watch of this particular link, right? So try and make sure you got as much of this, all the answers are in here, right? Okay, so this is what we're going to do, Wanda. Let me see what the time is. These charts are not going to move now, but let's see. Yeah. So select whatever pair you're going to actually take the actual trade on, right?
Okay. All right. That would be the one.
Yeah. And then just right click anywhere, because we're going to market execute the trade. So right click anywhere. And then you're going to hit sell or buy. It's not going to matter in this case, because this is just to keep your account active. So I'm going to go for a sell now. It's going to bring up this new order window. Okay. Take and make sure that your lot size is 0.01. It says lots over here, 0.01. Go over and make it a market execute. So at order type, select market execute. Depending on your account, now I know Coach Bob has said this, it does seem like all the accounts are now, you can trade with no stop loss. I'm still waiting on a confirmation of that, right? But it does seem like it is that. So you can go to protection order if you want to. Otherwise, just when you get to this point, you know what? Let's go to protection order just in case the accounts are not enabled with no stop loss. All right. And then for just this trade, just if you're going in a sell, just up your stop, your stop loss to like 10 pips or so by using this up and down button, right? Because you're going to close it immediately afterwards. And then you hit send order. Once you hear that sound and see this little thing on top there, that means your order has been placed. After that order has been placed, go ahead and click on that order over here on the left and just cancel the order over there. Right? It's going to ask you to confirm. And that's it. You literally just have to open and close the trade. That's it, right?
Okay.
What did I just do? Not sure. I did not. Because we in spread hours as well, you might have a situation. I'd say if you guys want to do this, maybe wait another hour because we're in spread hours. So you might have a situation where you enter trade, but you can't close the trade because there's no liquidity in the market during this time. So it's going to hang around there until the next hour opens up, right? So it's 11, it's 12 here by me now. So in the next hour, the market should start moving a little bit normally again.
Okay.
Right. So you want to do that. Victoria, if we haven't signed up yet, do we need to place an order today? No, this is only if you have active accounts currently running. Victoria, if you have active accounts currently running, everybody, any account you have with Kingdom Wealth Funding, you need to take one trade every 30 days as a minimum. The sad thing is that we've given so many people accounts and then 30 days pass and the accounts just blow. And we paid for those accounts, by the way, for new students to test it out and stuff. And I can tell you at least if we give away 20 accounts, at least 15 of them just breaches 30 days after that. Like people they just leave it. And if you tell me that in 30 days you didn't have time to figure it out, you're just lazy. You don't want to be a trader because this requires a lot of commitment, right? That's not on us. I'm be really straight with you guys. You're just lazy. 30 days? You didn't have time to watch one video? I'm sorry. That's on you, right? That's on you. Okay. Go to positions. You will be able to see the trade and close it. Absolutely, yes. Drawdown rules on the actual demo accounts is exactly the same as the drawdown rules on the live account. And that you can find on the actual website, kingdomwealthfunding.com. It's on the homepage. Deborah says, on the dashboard, it shows both accounts, but in Gooey, it only shows ones. Deborah, that will mean that your demo account didn't transfer over likely. So if you want another demo account, I can action one for you now. Otherwise, you can just go ahead and log into your dashboard and click new free tile on the top. And you should get a new demo account, which will then show in Gooey Trade. There has been an issue of the demo accounts not transferring over. So your other account should be there, right? That's been a late issue. But if you want one, I can just action that there. Right, or you can just send an email to support and I'll have one added.
Can I ask a question though?
Sure.
The demo is the 5,000, right? And the 100,000. Okay.
No, the demo is the 100,000. The live account, the live evaluation account is the 5,000. And your question is based on the one that's owed to you. That's when you request it. The 100K, it will come at a later stage when you request it.
Oh,
so you also, so that 100K is a demo 100K that you gotten, right? The 5K is the live evaluation account. And then the other 100K that is due to you, that will come upon your request.
Okay. So the only one that's showing now is the 5,000.
Yeah. So that is your evaluation. If you make your 10% on that and you make profits on that, that money is yours, right? To keep. So that's an actual account. I think somehow that's getting lost in translation in our boot camps as well, because a lot of people are just letting those accounts blow for no reason. And then of course we lose the money on it as well. There's no way for us to get it back because we book that spot on the brokerage. But that 5K is a real account. All right.
Okay, after I've done that one, then I request the 100,000 one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So you can your 100 one we've kept for you. So at any time when you want it, we can action it for you. That will be a live one, but the one that you have free there. So when you go into your dashboard and you click new free trial, you're going to get another 100K, but that's just a plain demo account. Same rules, but just demo. So if you pass or make profits or whatever, you're not going to get the money that's related to that. But on the 5K, you will.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to stop the recording over here because we are going quite long now. Stop recording.